I have a piece of trivia for you this morning. Today in the gospel, we have, the story of Jesus calming the sea. Now, for us, that may seem just like another miracle of our Lord. But if you lived in the Middle East, there was a lot of superstitions. And one of the superstitions is that white water, stormy seas, was actually the form of chaos and evil. So in, the early creation stories, someone or another is always fighting the sea. Whether it was Gilgamesh or whether it was Noah. The sea was seen as the domain of, chaos, evil. And so when you have a story like Jesus calming the seas, or Jesus falling asleep in the boat, that's a message in and of itself. If I was in a rocky boat, a fishing boat, during a big storm, I wouldn't be asleep. I'd probably have my head over the rail and be doing something else. But the message is this. For first century Christians, for second century Christians, this reading was a reading of hope. It was a reading of faith. It was a reading of trust. Why? Okay. Part of all those stories that dealt with chaotic waters was survival in a boat. And part of, the good beating the evil, the good winning the fight, was when the seas became calm. So we have Jesus calming the storm. And if you read the book of Revelation, you'll get a part of that. So, if I can find it here. After this, I had a vision of an open door to heaven. And I heard the trumpet-like voice that had spoken to me before, saying, "Come up here, and I will show you what must happen afterwards." At once I was caught up in the Spirit. A throne was there in heaven, and on the throne sat one whose appearance sparkled like jasper and carnelian. Around the throne was a halo as brilliant as an emerald. Surrounding the throne I saw 24 other thrones, on which 24 elders sat, dressed in white garments and with gold crowns on their heads. In front of the throne was something that resembled a sea of glass, like crystal. God is the source of all creation, as was reminded in the book of Job. Jesus reminds us that because He is God, if you have faith in Him, all will be calm. If you remember growing up or visiting other places, some older churches, if you look at the ceiling, they're curved. They're sometimes made of wood planks. The symbolism is that it's the underside of a boat. In the early church, one of the symbols for the church was a boat in chaotic waters. Why? because of all the persecutions, all the killings, all, the doubts, trusting in God, like Noah, they are on a chaotic sea. And only God will deliver them. For us, as a reminder of today's reading, or today's mythology, or today's symbolism, we also may go through life on chaotic seas. Our economic status may not be that stable. Our health may be chaotic. We may not know where we are going. It seems like all is lost. But remember, as God said to Job, I created this. I created the earth. I created you. Trust in me. I'm all powerful. And when Jesus said, why are you terrified? Don't you have faith? It may seem all is lost, but God is in control. It may seem that death is imminent, but God is there to protect. Let's be reminded of that. And when we are caught being terrified, just like the Divine Mercy Chaplet, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I have faith in you. God, protect me.